Look, the search and rescue operation is still on, Maeve, even now this morning in Kyiv. Unfortunately, yes, we are probably going to see more of this devastation. The Kremlin did not hide the intentions yesterday, commenting on the attack, saying that Moscow intends to continue. It doesn't intend to stop and wants to increase what they call pressure to achieve Russia's goals in its war against Ukraine. Now, to do so, Russia is deliberately using some of the weapons that Ukraine is harder to intercept. These are the jet-powered drones and, of course, the ballistic missiles. There were 28 ballistic missiles used to attack Kyiv in this devastation, which is, of course, overwhelming for Ukraine's air defense. And this is what Volodymyr Zelensky had to say.
Russia
no longer has any other argument in favor of its war, apart from its ballistic missiles, this kind of terror. Putin intends to continue winning against residential buildings to avoid ending this war. And this can be countered by both sufficient supplies of anti-ballistic systems and by significantly speeding up efforts to develop our own anti-ballistic systems in Europe.
President Zelensky there highlighting how these growing challenges now that are facing Ukraine's air defence systems. What's next then?
Well, he also said that, for example, to be able to intercept 70 ballistic missiles launched by Russia, Ukraine would need 140 of interceptors. This is the double. Just to give you an example, the US, the producer of the interceptors for Patriot systems, can only produce up to 65 per month. So this is not enough. Also considering that there is not only Ukraine, but also the war in Iran, which depleted those stocks. And this is why, indeed, Kyiv is calling on the partners, and we've heard from Ukraine's defense minister, who is calling on up to 40 Ukraine partners to speed up to those deliveries of the promised air defense. This is something that Ukraine partners already pledged to deliver, but these deliveries have been delayed. Hopefully this is something that Kyiv can also raise at the NATO summit in Ankara next week.